So I found myself squirming before making this video because the level of honesty that my heart wants me to share is very uncomfortable. As we look around, all of us are seeing what looks like it could be, a serious cataclysmic change to the life that we've been used to. As the economic markets are collapsing and there's fear on every corner, we're forced to take a look at what if the life that we've been living, that has been dependent upon this economic system, what if it was misguided? And that's what I'm realizing in myself. As I've looked at the business that I've created, a digital marketing business, it's not entirely out of alignment with my truth, because my soul's calling is to let purpose go viral, but I think so fucking often we have like a dream to become a carpenter because we love to build, and we end up selling hammers. Like you love the ocean and you want to go surf every day, but because you have to pay rent, you end up just opening a surf shop and spending every day selling surfboards. For me, I love to express truth and just be around the expression of authentic truth that doesn't give two shits about what other people think about it, because it's just in our nature to express our truth. And it ends up serving most that way. That's what I love so much, but I ended up building a business selling microphones for other people to express their truth. And it's not that I don't love doing that. But what's happening now as I look around at my life and what I've created and how I was just walking up this mountain with my girlfriend Kelly, and she was asking me, like, so what's your plan if the worst case scenario does happen? Like, I'm like, well, I don't have a business anymore if we don't use money to exchange things. How can I depend on the internet, if there's no more future of the world? And so I'm in this situation where I'm letting myself think, if this were the end of the world, and I still don't think it is, but if it were, it's a very important simulation to run, the fuck would I do? And the honest answer is, I'd be forced to do what I started all of this in order to do, which is to make videos like this, speaking my truth in hopes that it helps somebody else navigate through all the fucking nonsense of life. And the need to pay rent and pay bills and do all these things to survive and get past survival needs and look at, if you died tomorrow, what would you have wanted today to be? How would you want to spend your time if you really only had a limited amount of time? And so for me, as I'm looking at this whole coronavirus thing, every day there's a death toll on the news, and it's forcing me to think about mortality and think about what I'd do if this really was the end. And again, I'm not saying this to get you freaked out like it is the end. I'm saying this actually because if you realize the mortality of yourself, it gives you so much opportunity and possibility to actually squeeze something fucking meaningful out of those days that you have left. And what would we create as a human race if everybody led every single day that way? Every single day, as if it was literally one of your last 10. It'd be a miracle what we'd create. Everything that you don't like about humanity wouldn't exist anymore. Because we would all just be speaking our truth honestly, we'd be loving, we'd be spending time with community and the people we want to spend time with. Doing the things we want to be doing that bring us joy, and then that joy would be more valuable than the thing that was a result of what we created. And so what I'm realizing is that I write poetry a lot. And I love to write poetry, and I haven't made a goddamn video sharing my poetry. And I'm sure as soon as I did that, new art would come through and I would want to share that. But I haven't even given myself the opportunity to do that. Because I've been focused on building a business, because we live in this economic machine that keeps churning and churning and churning, and you got to keep up with it or you get left behind. Like working with a client of ours, Brethren Shoes, pointed out to me just how freaking prolific the homelessness problem is because they got left behind by the economic system. So it's interesting that, I'm not looking at this as a mistake that I've made, and I don't think you should either. I just really think it's fascinating. As we look at life, we see that life has an intelligence. Like, life with a capital L has an intelligence, and it looks at us and it gives us these challenges to force us to stop. And it's given the whole world the same challenge this time, to force us to stop and look at what we've created and look at what we're doing, what we're spending all of our time doing. As I was hiking this mountain, I was feeling anxiety because I couldn't plan my week and think about the next course I'm going to launch, because my mind has got this momentum of like, how am I going to, keep the thing going, because I've internalized the machine in me, the economic machine. And somehow forgetting, it's amazing because I remember this all the time and then I forget it again, but somehow forgetting that the value that we emitted, that was the reason people wanted to give us money, like the value of giving it, is the joy that our soul is really here for. And somehow we can get more excited about the money coming in than the value going out. But serving the whole as a grateful participant in the human story is the only thing that gives pleasure to our deathless soul. Serving humanity. And now we all get to look at what we just want to give to humanity or ourselves. You don't have to think big picture like that, but what brings you joy? And doing that makes you a more joyful person moving into the world. So, in a way, thank you, coronavirus, for opening my eyes to all of this and giving me nothing better to do than to make this video for you, and realizing that there really is nothing better to do than that. So I invite you to take a look inside of yourself, take a few moments, because there's lesser things you literally can't go to gatherings or events, and pretty soon we probably won't be able to leave our freaking houses. So just sit down with a journal, sit down with the people you love and have an honest conversation about what you feel, what you want, and what really brings you joy. I love you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, my friend. If you could think of anybody who'd benefit from the video you just watched, please share it with them so we can let purpose go viral together. And lastly, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, either here or there, so that you can continue growing your purpose-driven brand and we could change the world together. Thank you so much, my friend. Have a beautiful rest of your day.